My name is Carl Berquist, and I'm the Executive Director of the Drug Policy Forum of Hawaii. And my organization primarily focuses on ending the war on drugs. And we're primarily state-focused, so we try to change our state drug laws. And our state drug laws and various policies are the ones that criminalize the communities and basically destroy their health and their lives. So as much as we want to focus on what's going on in other states or federally, there's a lot we can do here at home. And as an example, 2 years ago we changed our drug paraphernalia law. It was a Class C felony, meaning that people wound up in prison for 3 to 5 years simply for having an object that may or may not contain a trace of drugs. So we changed that from a felony to a violation, and the effect has been that those 200 plus people every year that are arrested for that, or were arrested for that, no longer can be. So that's kind of an example of the impact of the laws, and we need to continue to change other laws. Possession of drugs remains a felony, possession of cannabis remains a misdemeanor, and even if you're not incarcerated, you wind up in prison. So we have about 800, or you wind up with a fine and a mark on your record. You will be denied housing, student loans, jobs because you have that one arrest for a small amount of cannabis. So as an example there, that we have about 800 arrests in Hawaii per year for cannabis possession alone, and that's adult arrests, and 600 juvenile arrests. And this disparately impacts several populations, and I would say especially the Native Hawaiian population and the Micronesian population and the Filipino population. They are overrepresented in the targeting by the police. That's kind of a thing that we know, but in terms of drug arrests, it seems like it's almost even worse than that. And it actually, the percentage is higher among juveniles than it is among adults. So we kind of see the impact of this racial profiling, basically, that we see going on around the state. And it cuts across most of the state, not just Oahu, but all the other islands as well. So those are the main things that we focus on. And we also just try to work outside of changing laws. We try to work on policies and programs that we're trying to work right now with the Honolulu Police Department, the Hawaii Police Department, the Maui Police Department to do a diversion program. Even if we don't change our laws, they don't have to arrest someone, but they don't know what to do. Either they could arrest them or they could choose to let them go. So we're giving them this third option where we divert them into services. That means that the police will get someone off the street. They won't have to arrest them again in the future, hopefully. The individual won't be criminalized, and they will be helped. So that's the kind of stuff. If you can't change the laws, there's a lot of policies that you can work on. So that's kind of the main focus. And all of this comes from the war on drugs. That drugs have been criminalized for so long, for decades and decades and decades. But it really started in the 70s and came to Hawaii soon thereafter. And while a lot of other states have changed those laws, if you look at our statutes, a lot of our laws date to the 70s and 80s without ever having been changed. So we need to start addressing that, and I think it's especially important in the context of having these thoughts about building new prisons. If we divert people from arrest, if we change our laws to not criminalize certain behaviors, then we won't need that bed space. We can help the community without incarcerating them.